Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Just a moment ago, I was inspired. Oftentimes when I speak to you, I tell you that there is an excuse that's inevitable, that we are who we have been trained to be. Truth of the matter is, we are animals. And we tell ourselves, no one has really proven it, but we tell ourselves that we are the upstandard animal, the animal that is above all other animals. We tell ourselves that. And sometimes when I think about that, I'm sure that the squirrels tell the squirrels that, and the snakes tell the snakes that. Everybody tells their kind that. Very few people, animals, I would say to their kind, we are nothing. So I'm sure they all say that. And oftentimes I say that the reason that we can't be or believe that we can possess the kinds of standards and progression that I have articulated, and not only I, but even your scriptures talk about, is because we have been molded into exactly what we are. And we don't want to admit that because we got all kind of institutions available to us, and we can choose which one we want to go to, and we can choose this one or that one, and even sometimes go to a combination, and we can advance if we have that desire. So we don't want to hear anything that separates us from our own thinking, and I can understand that. Neither does anyone else. But the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is this: like any pet, I would like to speak of a dog right now. I see them do some magnificent things. I see them do things no way a human could do, but they can't do certain things that humans can do, certain things. And so I can equate there, and I'm looking for something that would say a standard that is represented by, and the only thing I can come up with is whatever a dog is given to do, and their ability and addressing it, their commitment to it. It sets up a standard of where they are at. On a scale of 1 to 10, it could be 10. And then I think about human beings. Same thing. Animals, we come into a world and we are taught through words, deeds, and action, our own thinking, we can do this and do that. And as we express ourselves based upon we have been, whatever we're taught, whether it's even being rich or in the middle or poor, well, we express ourselves based on what we have been taught. I mean, it's what we have been taught. It could be a 10 as well. A 10 for the humans, animals, and a 10 for the dogs. Now, which is to say that one is better than the other? A nut would probably say that, well, I guess a dog would say they are better than the humans, and the humans would say they are better than the dog. But the truth of the matter is which one can care more for the other? Which one does care more for the other? And if they both care equally when you judge it for the other, that means that none care for all on either side. Then you want to say, how do you equate that? I would say to all of us, those who benefit would say it's great. And those that don't would say it's hell. So if I'm looking at this, I see it as being a time that maybe the new generation can be taught in such a way that it is a change in the teaching. You see, in what I was just talking about, the evil things, the bad things, the things that don't work, they are sown into every one of our societies, wherever we might fall on that 1 to 10 scale. It is woven into it. And so as long as we are playing a part in it, as long as it continues to move backwards and forth, whether it's maintaining itself or going worse or maybe it's going to step up a little bit, as long as it's going through these changes, it is a standard, my friends, that represents that you are suffering. And your teachings teach you that. If you think about in Christianity in America, basically everything that you talk about is actually practiced in some form or fashion. We talk about slavery. We got it out of the Bible. When we say we do, we justify. The hatred and stuff that goes on, the killing and stuff, all they justify it all. And see, this is something that they've come to accept. And when you look at the reality of it in the midst, what do you see? Right here. Right here. No one can deny it. So, the thought that came to me is that people have to be taught love. They have to be taught why love. They have to be taught what love is to the degree that they can understand it. They have to be taught in word and in deed what it means to love. How does that work? The purpose of it. The calling of individuals to participate in it. They must hear this. They must see this while they're young. To grow up knowing that there is peace and there's a way to peace. And in order to get that peace, this is what you got to do. They have been saying ever since we've been here talking about no justice, no peace. There ain't no justice. And yet the prisons are filled with people that have been put there with some crazy understanding like this is justice. And there is still no peace. Well, see, this is what we're taught. No. This is what we're taught. We have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, that justice requires something. Justice requires satisfaction. Justice requires that respect. I mean, it's just a built-in thing. Nobody wants to be put down. Everybody wants to be elevated and excited and excited about it. And this is not to this extent that they're going to force you to do it, but it doesn't hurt to hear it every now and then. And then you don't have to hear it if it's you can watch and observe by the way people eat it up, how they embrace it. And so you have to be taught that. You have to be taught that giving housing availability to every individual as they see it. Guaranteeing it to everybody. They got to hear this, see this. I guarantee you they won't come up like we did. Or I did. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start doing a little segment, at least 2 or 3 times a week, that'll last about 3 minutes. And I'm going to call it the education of love. The education of love. And I'm asking that you check it out. All right? So I'm going to leave it there. Keep it in mind. I'll probably start today's Wednesday, Thursday. Well, you know me. I'm talking all the time. So before this week is out, the education of love. Goodbye.